Hello everybody, this is White Wolf, the Oracle of the Light and Wisdom, and I wanted to talk about how we are entering a golden age of enlightenment where we're becoming our God selves. Every one of us are becoming God and goddesses, and we're allowing ourselves to open up gateways, portals, and to become multidimensional beings and multifaceted, and are allowing ourselves to open the doors of transcendence, and we're allowing ourselves to shoot a cosmic blast into the sky to spread love, belonging, and to unlock the infinite reality. So we're unlocking the infinite reality, but we are the infinite reality. That's what we're unlocking. So now that we understand that we are the infinite reality, we are infinitesimally amazing, we are infinitesimally infinite, we are pure in our alignment, but now we have to understand that we're becoming an absolute reality, a perfected reality, an aligned reality. But now we're understanding that the calling, the premonitions, the visions that we have, everything has meaning. So understanding that everything in your life has meaning and everything about your journey has meaning. And every time that you go about your journey in such a way that you can really tap into your true self and you can find this divinity anytime, and you can allow yourself to just breathe and to just understand that you don't have to change who you are, but you have to change what you want to become. You have to change how you feel. You have to change your personality. You have to feel as if you are in a golden age and that we are prophets and that we're being led by our calling, and we're also just being cause driven. And whenever we are cause driven, we're driven by a cause that is something very meaningful to us. So when we're giving things meaning and knowing that we've already set things into motion, but it's just allowing ourselves to accept that we can set things into motion, that we can receive, that we can bless, that we can love so dearly, that we can love to the point where it doesn't even make any sense to not love, to not be in joy, to not be in bliss, to not love your life. So also let me know if you guys can hear me on the feed, and you can book private sessions, psychic readings, healings, activation codes, downloads. So I'm going to share this out to some people as well. Feel free to donate, feel free to share out. But we have to know that we're ushering into new stages of leadership, and it's just allowing ourselves to up the frequency and the vibration, and knowing that we can have this empathic ability to give wisdom at any given time, and how we're able to give with our heart, and we can align that heart with the mind. And then now that the heart and the mind are aligned and the body is aligned, then you become a soul, and the soul knows what it wants. The soul is all-knowing, the soul is all-encompassing, the soul knows everything simultaneously. And when we allow ourselves to know everything simultaneously as it is, as pure as it can be, we can allow ourselves to become intertwined with our divine blueprint. And we allow our timelines to intersect, and we allow our state of beings to intersect, and we're becoming the intersection of creation, because we're opening gateways and portals in different realities and different experiences. And we're allowing ourselves to be as if we're going through a simulation, but the simulation is really just allowing ourselves that we can have a perfect simulated reality. And it doesn't feel like we're playing a video game, and it feels like we only played on a certain difficulty for quite some time, but then we had to get to the harder difficulties. It becomes harder, but you have a stronger will, and you embrace your freedom, and you embrace your free will to the fullest of your capabilities, because you have gone through this before, and now you have gone through this so many times as if you're playing a video game. You kind of know what's going to happen. You kind of know what's going to be the obstacle, or what's going to be in your way, or what is going to try to throw you off of the path. And we understand that every time that this happens, it allows us to grow. It allows us to see that there are no obstacles, and there are no consequences, and there are no concepts or rules that we have to follow. We have to break a lot of rules. We have to step on a lot of toes, and we have to really understand that our story is the one being told. So it's just how you tell your story. It's how you want your story to be told, and it's how you want to live your life. And it's choosing to live your life to the fullest, and it's showing up to your life as if you're meant to be there. But it's just you being the experiencer of life. Light is never ending. Light is the appearance of all things, and light is the never ending aqua river flow of God's source energy. So now that we understand that we are invincible and that we are powerful, we can use this power with great responsibility and understand that no matter how many times we go through this, we are empowering ourselves, and how many times we heal, and how many times we go throughout the day and realize that we're becoming more and more present with the here, more present with the now, more present with ourselves each day, each minute, each second that passes by. We understand the underlying fact that there is nothing that can change the here and the now. The only thing that can change that is if we give ourselves to the illusion and we counterbalance it with another illusion. So now that we're counterbalancing it with another illusion, we can actually understand that the diluted ways that we were seeing reality or state of being or meditation even was very diluted, and it wasn't empowered, and it wasn't aligned, and it wasn't filled with resonance. It wasn't filled with the fruits of the Spirit, the love of the Spirit, and the truth of the Spirit. So understanding this, you can get a sense that this is a very new timeline. This is a very big new thing. And understanding that there will be things that happen, time travel, planes that are able to be taking off in the past and then they come into here in the present, in the future. So there's cataclysmic events that will happen in this golden age that will happen for a reason. So we understand that there's lost prophets. There's prophets and apostles that were supposed to stay here and to be here. And they just didn't have their time to shine. A lot of you are these prophets, and a lot of you are these wanderers, and a lot of you are following the calling. And you're having visions, you're having healing energy coming over you, you're having integration, and you're allowing yourself to spread love, belonging, peace, joy, resonance, vibrancy to this entire world, because you're here to migrate back into unity. You're migrating back into the source of all things, and you're allowing yourself to play with your vortex. You're allowing yourself to really emulate source energy. You're emulating the oracle of love, light, and wisdom, and you're allowing that oracle to be love, light, and wisdom, and you're allowing yourself to channel your counsel, you channel your guides, channel your higher selves, and you're allowing yourself to tap into these gateways and these portals and these doors and these different types of manifestations and this interchanging, growing nature of reality itself. So understanding that you're becoming the growing nature of reality itself, you're becoming the change, you're becoming the charge, you're becoming the interconnectedness of source, and you're becoming the atlas of your own creation. And it doesn't matter which direction you go to, but we're understanding that our compass, our metaphysical compass, our metaphysical atlas, is allowing ourselves to find that sense of direction and that sense of charge and that sense of urgency. And it's giving us this sense of intensity into balancing out the scales. So there's a balancing of the scales within your journey, and there's a balancing of yourself. And also let me know if you're on the feed right now, if the connection is good at all. I don't know if you don't tell me. So if the connection is good, just let me know. Also, this is why we'll feel free to share out, feel free to donate, book a private session, and understanding that we're here to allow everybody to be slain in the Spirit, to live by the Spirit, to be the truth of the Spirit, to be the riches of the Spirit, and to be the fruit and the wealth of the Spirit. The Spirit knows, the Spirit walks in its divinity, and whenever you are able to have this divine consciousness, and you're able to see clearly, and you're able to see vibrancy, to see truth, to see love, and to give love freely, to give love endlessly, to give love abundantly, and to understand that abundance will come back to you every time that you give, every time that you're truthful, every time that you have integrity, every time that you handle situations in a graceful way, or in a non-graceful way, because you're accepted either way. You're here for the mess, you're here for yourself, you're here for the transformation, you're here for the change in your life, you're here for it all. And understanding that you're here for it all means that you're along for the ride, you're along for the search, the chase, the pursuit, and also just the adventure itself. And when you embrace that, you understand that your life can be very fun. You just have to allow it to be really fun. You have to allow it to be very blissful, and to give off this expressionate, compassionate, elevating sense of reality. And when you give it the sense, and you give it the sensibility, and you give it the meaning, and you're able to just allow everything to be generated from that source of creation, from that state of being, from that state of awareness, from that state of consciousness, and you allow yourself to interwoven your vortex and your state of being and who you are and what you want to become and who you want to represent, and become the living testament of Source Energy. The living testament of Source Energy means that you have your own tablet, and you have your own prophecy and your own story to fulfill in this life, and to be a part of this golden age where other hearts and minds can be integrated back into their true selves, that they can truly find healing, peace, family, belonging, and also embrace their gifts, embrace their psychic abilities, understanding that when we're planting seeds, we're planting psychic nebulae. So every time that we're planting this psychic nebulae, we're allowing someone to embrace their true self, to embrace who they are, to embrace the divinity within themselves, and to be a part of this growing golden age that we've encompassed ourselves in. That there will be gods among gods, walking amongst each other, and to embrace each other, and to embrace the supernaturally organic present reality that is here, that is now, that is present. So every time that we try to go against the grain, or disregard it, or don't feel as if it's something true to our divine blueprint, it's just living by our divine blueprint. Because when you go against the plan, when you go against the adjustment bureau, if you will, that's the divine, even though that movie, I don't think the divine is like that. But understanding that every time that you make subtle adjustments and disassociate from your assumptions and release any sense of toxic, distorted, condemning, judgmental energy, when you're allowing yourself to get rid of all that, you understand that you're entering another state of being within yourself, and you're interweaving peace, love, integrity, truth, transcendence, bliss, and understanding that everything has already happened, everything is set in motion, it already has been created. Everything that has ever happened has been created and is happening simultaneously. And it is changing, it is growing, it is allowing, it is becoming source, it is becoming the source of all that there is. So I'm actually going to check the connection real quick to see if I'm on here. Okay. The connection is good. Okay. I was just making sure. So, and it's just making sure that your connection is coming from that sense of that I am. It's coming from the direct line of source. It's coming from the heavens. It's coming from that state of being that created you, that made you appear, and that every time that we are giving off that sense of realization within everything that we encompass ourselves in, encapsulating our divine blueprint and our resonance, and allowing ourselves to be that source code that will open up more of our sense of relativity, of our sense of relevance, of our sense of being here in the now and the present, and to become the true scientists of spirituality. So it's allowing ourselves to experiment with our enlightened journey. So it's allowing ourselves to play with creation, to be imaginative with creation, to be the source of the creation. And instead of letting life pass you by, you're allowing yourself to create life as it goes, create life as it is. Allow life to unfold as it is, to allow it to flow as it should. And when you allow yourself to grow within that presence of awareness, and when you allow yourself to be sensitive and vulnerable and so open to the point where it doesn't have to be forced, it doesn't have to be anything, it doesn't have to be this or that or anything perceptible. But what this really means is that every time that you embrace that sense of God, that you can be yourself, you can be small, you can be tall, you can be big, you can be small. You don't have to be like anybody else, because you are unique in your own blueprint and you were created in the image of God. So when we understand that we have been created in the image of the Almighty, we've been created in the image of the I Am, and that every time that we say that I am this and I am that, that I am bliss, that I am creation, you are prophesying and declaring and affirming and confirming what you are. So every time that you confirm what you are, and you confirm what you are not, you are having a crystalline, clear perception over what you are, over what you see, over what the illusions that you want to immerse yourself in. So we're all a part of this illusion. We're all in this illusion together. And it doesn't matter what illusion you pick, because it's going to take you back to that same transcendence. There is no right or wrong way, there is no hard way, there is no upstream or downstream. It's all about how you look at it. It's just about how you look at it. But you can look at it from every single different angle, but it's always going to take you back to the same place. So it doesn't matter if you go slower or you go faster, or you're impatient or you're patient, or maybe you get triggered easily or you don't get triggered easily, or you're just able to be in 1,000 different places at once. It does not fucking matter. But what matters is that you are what you are, and we are all that we are, and we're all doing what we need to do at this exact time, because we're all migrating back into the source code, the source essence, becoming that driving force. We're becoming that pulse of energy, and we're allowing ourselves to be the solstice of creation, and we're allowing ourselves to be this system that is mechanically aligned with its quantum nature. So you're tapping into quantum metaphysics, and you're embracing that non-physical type of reality without having to do much, without having to even think or to know the details and to be immersed in the details, but to know everything without having to channel. And you just know. You just live by the higher self. You see through the eyes of God. You allow yourself to be that fiery, burning passion, flame of desire. You allow yourself to become the desire itself, but you're also just allowing yourself to be the interchanging, ever-changing, ever-flowing, ever-going creation. You're continuous, but you're spontaneous with being continuous. So you're continuous. That means you don't stop. You don't cease to exist. There is no end to any of this. So just understand that there is no end to this. There is no right or wrong. There is no agree to disagree. There is nothing beyond perception, because there is nothing to fill the void. You are the void, and your void is already filled. The space that you thought was empty, or how many times that you didn't think that you were loved, or any time that you felt like you were alone. You were never really alone. None of us has ever really been alone. And understanding that with this direct experience, we can allow ourselves to directly know God, directly know Source, directly know the I Am, directly know ourselves once again. So with meditation, you're just coming back to yourself. You're coming back to God. You're coming back into that state of awareness that you can create from. And there's nothing stopping you. There's nothing prohibiting you. There's nothing. It's only beauty, it's only transcendence, and it's only absolute, and it's only your reality that is infinitesimally aligned and creative and imaginative and childlike. And it's just beautiful. So know that you can truthfully understand that you can walk anywhere in this universe and be in a completely different place. Just because you think that you're in this dimension doesn't mean that you're actually in this dimension. So we feel that we're always in this dimension, or we're in this space-time continuum, or that we're actually experiencing another person, or we're actually experiencing ourselves, but we're never really experiencing any of those things. But we're experiencing the experiences before the experiences happen. So it's allowing ourselves to breathe in the awareness, breathe in the source of creation, breathe in and out, and to foresee, and to have foresight, and to be led by our faith and not by our sight, knowing that we are that blinding, piercing light that comes crashing through. Nobody does not like doing anything that they don't like to do. Nobody likes being punished. Nobody likes struggling. Nobody likes to suffer. Those are all things that we choose to believe in. We feel like they are true. We feel like they are really something, but they're not really anything. Suffering, lack, stupidity, any of those things are caused by belief systems that don't align with our true vibration, irregular thought patterns, disillusioned way of thinking, and resonating within an illusion and resonating within a past self that is distorted, that is dark and twisted, and you're not really seeing yourself for who you really are. But then you start to really see beyond what is majestic, what is perceptible, what is here, what is now, what is true, what is love. If you want to be wealthy, you have to start acting like you're wealthy. If you want to be healed, you have to start asking for healing. If you want to realize more about yourself, you have to start seeking. And if you really want to become the master within, you have to accept a master within. If you really want to change the world, you have to change the world simply and just by doing it, just by acting on it, just by pursuing it, just by seeking for it, just by aligning your vibration to that. And the rest can take care of itself. And there is never anything in this life that is necessarily for free. That's how they designed it. That's how they've made life, to make you believe that there is nothing for free. But when we are incarnating here, or when we're born into this world, the freedom that we get is life itself. The gift is life. It's a gift to breathe. It's a gift to walk. It's the gift to be grateful, to be walking that fine line of gratitude, to accept your journey, to accept yourself, to know yourself, to embrace yourself fully. And the gift that you wake up to every day of your life is literally just having that slice of life, having that sense that I can live my life, that I get to choose what life I live, that I don't have to live a stale reality, I don't have to live a stale life, I don't have to be a boring, mundane, ridiculous person, but I don't have to be a person at all. I can become God. It's not hard. All it just takes is meditating, seeing for yourself, taking a chance, taking a risk, making radical changes, being a rebel, being true to the fucking core, keeping it very 100, and allowing yourself to understand that once you embrace who you really are, then the rest is history, and you will kick down doors, you will change nations, you will be able to inspire. You will be able to just be who you want to become. And you will have friends, you'll have colleagues, you'll have help along the way. Because none of us can truthfully do this alone. A lot of people can be very gifted, but we have We have guidance, we have help, we have initiations, we have healing energy, we have ways of becoming truthfully who we are. We have ways of really changing and ways of seeing who we become and what we were delivered from and who we are now with this newfound grace that we've encompassed ourselves with. So understanding that when this grace comes over you and you're able to resonate at a very high density of consciousness to where you are a unified and balanced entity, where you are able to relay with unconditional love. When we live by that unconditional love, that means that there is no condition to loving anything. This is what opens up the door to manifestation, law of attraction, subtracting anything, cause and effect, whatever it may be, is embracing, accepting, and living by unconditional love. If you know how to love unconditionally, if you can love without bias, if you can truly be aligned and not to implement any of your personal biases, and you have true acceptance beyond all of your personal biases, then that means that there is only truth, and that truth only stands. It is the only thing that truly stands. That is what sets you free. That is what is authentic and raw and true and amazing and beautiful in its own kind of way. This is allowing ourselves to look at the bright side of life, to stay on the path, to know that we're on time, to know where we need to be at this exact moment, and we will know everything that we need to know when it's the exact moment to know it, but we don't have to know anything. By not knowing, we understand more. We grow more. We change more. We become more. We live abundant lives by not knowing. And ignorance is truthfully bliss. Because now you're just being more ignorant to the things that bring you despair, lack, judgment, not good feelings, no good thoughts. And you're just totally debunking that and not choosing to resonate within that. Not to immerse yourself within that. And it's just as simple as taking a deep breath and seeing that everything can change in a nanosecond. And if you just take this long pause and to stop everything and just to stop the world and understand that you're just here to gel with everything. You're just here to see the light within yourself. You're here to meditate. You're here to have fun. You're here to love. You're here to laugh. You're here to reflect upon circumstances and to have lessons and ways of seeing and believing and dreaming and intending and different ways to explore yourself. And that's what you're here for. That's all that matters at the end of the day. That's all that matters. But live for yourself so that you can live for others. In the beginning, when the beginning stages of densities of consciousness, we live for ourselves, we learn how to love, we learn how to accept love within ourselves, and then we live for other people. and we know how to be of service, and we know how to enable boundaries and to be truthfully independent and truthfully abide in obedience and to live by true freedom. We understand the definition of freedom, if you will. But it's just taking that moment to have a stopping point, to have a rest, to relax, and to allow everything to be as it should be. And seeing that what I'm saying to you right now can be a guided meditation for you, and we don't necessarily have to meditate. You don't even have to meditate to be meditating, to be in a meditative state. Everything that you do on a day-to-day, moment-to-moment basis can be in a meditative state. So if you guys are on the feed, you can book private sessions with me, 1 hour for $100, 2 hours for $200, and 75 minutes for $45 for psychic readings, healings, activations, and all that good stuff. And also find me on YouTube, White Wolf the Oracle of Loveline Wisdom, Facebook, Instagram, White Wolf 4741, BitChute, White Wolf the Oracle 23 _@symbol. And you're able to allow yourself to be the cycle of creation. You allow yourself to cycle everything out, in and out, and you allow everything to flow perfectly in a circle. You allow it to be exuberant of source energy. You allow it to flow and come back around and come back around again. And you allow yourself to begin again, to realize again, to heal again, to be again. Every time that you wake up in the morning, that's redemption. You have another choice. You have another time that you can be yourself and change, and you have another shot at this. You have another chance. You've been given millions and millions of chances. So essentially Oprah has been like, you get another chance, you get another chance, you get another chance. So think of every day that you wake up in the morning, that is what is happening. And what we've mistaken enlightenment for is that we feel like we have to be like something. We have to look a certain way. We have to be a certain way. We have to relay the message in a certain way. And we can't cuss, or we can't smoke cigars, and we can't look a certain way, or that's not enlightened. That's the furthest thing from enlightenment. No, being enlightened is being yourself and loving yourself and accepting yourself and really just working with what you have and faking it until you make it. That's what enlightenment is. It's not eating vegetables. It's not wearing a toga. It's not sitting under a bonsai tree for 30 years and not getting anywhere. But it's just really saying that I can have everything I want right the fuck now. That I don't have to be stuck doing anything. I don't have to be stuck doing this bullshit job. That I can live my dream life. That I can be what I want to become at any given moment. And that you can be accepted for it, and loved for it, and respected for it. And how we give respect is to really understand that everybody, each, is their own individual with their own set of lessons and experiences and soul contracts, and that not everybody is the same, and that not everybody has to look the same when everybody is trying to become enlightened. Because if we all did that, then we would all just believe in each other's truth, and then we wouldn't have resonance. And if we did not forget everything that we learned, it wouldn't be as meaningful as awakening to the fact of ascending. It wouldn't be so profound. It wouldn't be so prolific. It wouldn't be so awe-inspiring and put you in such a state of being that it just surprises you. Believe it or not, we all like to be surprised, whether we like it or not. So allow life to really surprise you. Allow life to dazzle you. Allow God to enter into your being and give your life to God. Because when you do that, you're using the art of letting go. You're letting go of all your allegiances. You're letting go of all your limiting beliefs. Letting go of feeling like you're attached to people. You're letting go of attachment. And you're becoming an independent awareness. And there's nothing that can change that. And everything is included and accepted, because that's all paths lead to God. Because God is everything. God is omnipresent. God is here all the time. So that's about the frame of mind that you need to have. That's the scope of consciousness that you need to have. And nobody's going to want to go after it more than you. You can't have people go after it for you. You have to go after it. You have to be all in. You have to be all for it. You have to know that everything has already been created and it's already in motion, but you just have to pull yourself to it. That's the only person that's going to nudge you in the right direction. That's going to nudge you into wanting to push yourself and wanting to dedicate yourself and wanting to emulate the light of the Oracle of Love, Light, and Wisdom. So push yourself every day, even for 4 or 5 minutes or a second, literally a second. If you did that, it would become routine and you would get the fundamentals of it. Because I was learning how to jump rope, because I have a jump rope, and first day was rough, but then the second day it became a little bit easier because the fundamentals was being kind of installed within my hard drive, and you're just using your wrist and bending and staying on your toes and bending your knees and keeping your body straight so that rope can go under your feet as you're just jumping a little bit. So it's just allowing meditation to allow you to get the fundamentals of it, and once you get it down, it'll become routine, and once you get it down, you'll be able to replicate it, and it'll become more and more powerful as you do it. So no matter how you do it, no matter how you go about it, it can change in an instant. And every time that you do it, it becomes more powerful, and it becomes effortless, and it becomes easy to give yourself to that power. And we all don't do this just for our own health. I promise you I don't sit on here and talk for like an hour or do meditations just to hear myself talk. But I do it because it's important and it's needed, and if I change one person's life, then I did my job. So, if any of you are on the feed right now, let's just have a moment of peace, if you will. Allow this to be a meditation for you. Allow it to be a breath. And just allow yourself to have a moment of peace. And just allow myself to be a vessel that's allowing you to give your heart some joy. Silence is invigorating. You'll never really know the things that you can do when you are able to be quiet. Allow yourself to be listened. Allow yourself to be receptive. And allow yourself to be open. To love, wisdom, and understanding. And breathe at your own pace. Allow yourself to breathe at your own pace. Go at your own pace. Don't rush anything. And just allow yourself to hone in the moment, hone in the vision, hone in the experiences that are attached to the experiences. Allow them to be joyful, loving, caring, and allow yourself to create within your own vortex, if you will. So when you allow yourself to create within your own vortex, you're really just generating that infinite reality that's becoming absolute with itself. And you're just opening more portals and gateways and stargates within this multifaceted, multidimensional universe. So becoming your own universe, becoming your own universal love, if you will. Allow yourself to go up 20 levels. There are no consequences, there are no objects. But there's a cause, there's a calling. You're being led to your calling. You're hearing the divine call for you, and to accept the call itself. And when you do that, it's the most courageous thing that you can do. It's the most loving thing that you can do. It's the most honorable thing that you can do, and it's the most beautiful thing that you can do, empowering, because it's going to rattle the cages, it's going to step on toes, it's going to break a lot of rules, and it's going to make a statement, if you will. So allow yourself to make a statement. And tap into that sapphire energy. Allow yourself to be really, really powerful. It's not about the doing, it's not about the forcing, it's not about running down the block, but it's just sitting here. It's sitting still. And it's just about letting the divine in. Isn't that just perfect? Isn't that beautiful? It's the perfect gift. It's the ultimate gift. It is the best gift that you can ever receive. And it's the most loving, and it's the most understanding. And we didn't do anything to receive it. We didn't do anything. We didn't force anything. We didn't try anything. All we did was close our eyes, breathe in, breathe out, and receive, and to accept the divine within our hearts and our minds. And that's all there is to it. So thank you, my friends. Thank you all. And I hope you have a blessed evening, morning, day, or night. You can book private sessions with me, White Wolf, the Oracle of Love, Light, and Wisdom. Feel free to share out. Feel free to donate. 1 hour for $100, 2 hours for $200, and a discounted price for 45 minutes for $75. You can find me on YouTube, White Wolf, the Oracle of Love, Light, and Wisdom, Facebook, Instagram, White Wolf 4741, and BitChute, White Wolf, the Oracle 23 _@ symbol. Thank you. God bless, and namaste.